Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome. My name is Nori. We're coming to you live from the Digital Engineering server. This is the Digital Engineering SMP mod pack, and this is our mess. Sorry, I'm running a little behind. I was out here looking at the ore floor, and I was playing around with a little bit of redstone, seeing if I couldn't improve our original mining machine that we had here, which was a repeater to not repeater, a comparator to a repeater to a redstone chain to the dropper, and that would fire every time something came out of the dimensional mine shaft. And I was looking at that going, we could actually make this a real ore floor and have a whole host of little demon guys working out here. I just needed to get this form down to a tileable fashion. And so re-looking at everything, I figured I can actually use observers. So do an observer chain here off the redstone comparator. And then that should actually handle it, since we'll only ever get one item at a time out of the from the mine shaft. So it really shouldn't make that much of a difference. So all we really have to do is just catch one that leaves the hopper, hits the dropper, and then we spit it out of the dropper. So this is the new tileable design, which means that we can actually stack these guys next to each other. And it should be perfectly safe to do so. And even if the signal fires from redstone signal hits this guy, and he fires his buddies due to quasi-connectivity, it's not going to hurt anything. It just means there's an extra fire tick that happens. That's the theory. That's the plan, and so that's now a line item list for us to look into doing. I figure we can get about 22 of these up here, and so these will be pumping out various ore. And then after we got that done, I figured we would upgrade our grinding gen into the big Mac Daddy guy, who then takes all of his ore that he grinds and multiplies it by 6. So then, we can convert all that into dust, and then we can process that dust however we want, from running it through Thinker's construct to melt it down, to running it through a create furnace, to regular forge. I think we can even run some of that dust, and what we can do is we can go down here and check on the next floor down. But I think we can actually take that dust and run that dust through our mana and artifice system and get some double level out of that too. So we can increase our yield that way. So let's just throw 4 in here real quick. It should be a nice indicator. It shouldn't take too long. So if this works and it doubles that output, then we should get 8, which means that then we would get. So if the occultism demon grinds and you get 6 dust per ore, and then we get okay, so it's not, it doesn't matter then. So we got 4. So if that had doubled that from the 4 to 8, then we could have gotten a really nice kickback, because then that would have been 6 times 8, or 6 times 2. So it would almost been like a times 12 multiplier on every piece of ore. So it wouldn't have been too bad. But even with just the times 6, it's still better. Hi, Plu. How's it going? Welcome. Just in time. So, yeah, I was playing around with some stuff up on my ore floor, but we are on our way out to the community center, to our carnival area that we've been working on last week. We're going to go build a giant Ferris wheel. So if you like Create and you like Create powered devices, then you're in luck, because that's what we're working on today. Let's see, community center. Oh, more rain. Tired of the rain. rains all the time out here. So if you're, I think in a single player world, yes, you could play it just fine. And even in the multiplayer server, we've got it tuned actually. So a couple of our members are on a low end machine, and they're able to play and get along fairly all right with it. So it's not too bad. If you really wanted to play this in a single player world and keep your and play it on a low end, what you could do is instead of doing biomes of plenty, which is what we set our world generation as, you could just leave it at the normal default Minecraft world generation, and that would help with a lot of latency and lag that you may experience on low end. Believe it or not, I'm actually playing on a laptop. So we're also streaming on a laptop too, so don't feel too bad. My copper blocks still have not finished oxidizing. It's been sitting out here all week. Yeah, certain mod packs, depending on. So one of the things that you could try doing, when you do load the mod pack, by default, if you're using CurseForge to load it, CurseForge wants to let the system handle the memory map, and Java and most mod packs don't actually play very nicely that way. So you need to open up the options. So after you've installed it, go into the profile options and change the memory. So uncheck it from using the system memory, and then actually dedicate a chunk of memory to it. Your whole laptop or just Minecraft? I need this area because this is where we are going to put. I see. You're running short on space. How much memory do you have in your laptop? So I'm assuming by extension you mean an extra hard drive. So if you wanted to use the extra hard drive, you actually have to tell like CurseForge to install everything on the extra hard drive. So that's a setting in CurseForge itself. And that'll help with some of that. Yeah, it sounds like you're actually probably running out of room on your main hard drive. Almost. Relocate all these copper blocks. I need these to oxidize already. Oops. Polish that one up. It was on a nice roll too. Yeah, oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, you should be able to run this mod pack. As long as you don't do anything like super crazy like what we did. Well, I'm running it. We're running this as a server, so we did things like pre-generating the world and a number of other little things that because it's not running locally on our box, it makes life a little easy. But I know when I was I test this mod pack on a regular basis in a single player world on my machine, And I know a couple of our members run this in a single player world, and they don't have too many problems with it. So it's not a really heavy mod pack. It's we have things like create and man and artifice and whatnot. Yeah, it sounds like you just you probably need to clean up some of the hard drive space then. Or if you got the extension, you can go to CurseForge and tell CurseForge to set that in, to load that in a different, to change your profile. Let's see where that's at. It's in CurseForge. So if you go to the settings for the main CurseForge, let's see. Under Minecraft, yeah. So what you can do is, so you go to CurseForge, you go to settings, and then you go to the game specific for Minecraft, and it tells you the Minecraft modding folder, and you can change that destination and pick it, tell it to go somewhere else. So you could actually select your external hard drive that you've added on. Just pick a folder on your external hard drive, and it'll start loading all your Minecraft stuff there instead of where you have it now. Which is pretty much what I've got. Finish oxidizing. In the meantime, all right, so we need a much bigger. And I was using smooth stone to mark things out. So last time when I set this up earlier this week, ha. Ah, okay. It sounds like you'd have to set everything up by hand. In which case, you still need to move your Minecraft installation stuff to your external hard drive. Create your modded folder in there, and then load all the mods into it and start it up that way. So it's still a doable thing, right? Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. It just, yeah, that caught me for a little bit. I'm not a hacker. I'm a software developer by trade. But I will have to hang on a second. Let me. Oh, cool. Advanced farming. Well, I can understand they're not wanting to spend a whole lot of money online. I get that. So what I can do for you is I can redo this mod pack and see if I can't get it into the TL launcher for you. That's not going to happen today, but I can look into doing that. The author of the mod pack, so I don't see why it should be a big problem. Let's see. Okay, so the end step. Wheels rotating. Something like that. I can tell you it's not on TL Launcher. This mod pack, the Digital Engineering SMP, is hosted on CurseForge. So I would have to actually repackage it in the TL Launcher spec so that it can be, and then upload it to them so that you could have it. Yeah, it actually has to be copied to other to there. So it would be one of those things that I would have to do. Because this is a custom mod pack that we put together for our server here. So it's not like it's everybody is playing it. We got about, I don't know, about 300 downloads on CurseForge. So there's a fair number of bodies playing it, but I mean it's not like one of the major. This is not like Sevtech or what's some of the other ones that people are playing. Yeah, no. Enigmatic 6 would be another one I can think of. I am, oh, good grief. 40, yeah, 40 some odd years of age now. I have to do the math every time somebody asks me. Perfect. It's an odd number. I am 43 years of age. Take time out and do the math on that. And I'm not actually the oldest person that plays on our server. Which is kind of funny. We've got some people that are actually right in that neck of the woods. I think Bazinga and Astria are in their 60s. So let's see, 21. So the halfway point is going to be 11, which works out perfectly. Yep. That's the magic number. So yeah, we've got some older individuals. I think let's see. The youngest people that we have playing on the server is, I think, 18 is the youngest person on the server right now. So and I think that's actually Bazinga and Astria's kid. I could be mistaken. I wouldn't hold me down to those facts too terribly much, because it's not like we sit around and we talk about ages and kids on the server all the time. It's usually about what people are working on and what resources they need and what help they need and what's the new thing going on. So here lately on the server, the new thing that's going up. This mod pack is a little bit more. So the mod pack itself has a lot of builder blocks in it. So they're pretty to use building blocks. The major stuff in here that you can do some really cool things with is going to be the magic mods, which the biggest one we have right now is called Mana and Artifice, and that one's really kind of complicated. Trying to get things situated up. I'd planned on actually doing a couple of tutorials on it, because some of the ones that are out there are a little hard to follow. So I've got on my list of things to do is actually set up an area here in which I can do Mana and Artifice tutorials. Then there's Primal Magics, which is the second biggest one that we have, and that one's a little complicated, but not too terribly. I mean, once you get used to them, they're fairly easy. So like this is my ring of magic spells that I can customize. And so for this to work proper, made with authorization, yeah. I'll have to check the server settings for that one. I couldn't tell you that answer off the top of my head. But like, so Man and Artifice has this where you have a form, and then you have, which is how the spell behaves, and then the components of the spells, that is what it actually does. And so you can have things like the lawnmower spell, as I call it, which is your gust, which just takes out grass and everything. You have your tree chopping spell, and so you could do spells where you're mixing effects. There's teleportation spells, which is, it's like throwing an ender pearl, and you don't take damage every time you throw it. So it just kind of really depends on how complicated you really want to make the magic stuff, right? So here's a nice example. They could, I suppose so, yeah. So if we take, like, so here's my I call it my clean house spell, right? So I point in a direction, I go wipe out everything in front of me. We get a little bit of lag, and then it just obliterates everything in front. So it chops the trees, it picks up the dirt, and some odd drops like this stuff it won't do anything with, but it then drops it all in my bags. Nice, easy, just as if I had sat there and done it myself. And so that's a little bit more of a complex spell because we're mixing spell effects in that one. So we've got it chopping trees, and then after a certain delay, it'll then pick up the dirt and land and everything else. So it's nice for flattening an area, if that's what you needed to. There are other spells that you can do lightning damage. You can call lightning strikes. There's explosion magics. There's, yeah, definitely endgame has a lot more stuff that you can do. But getting started is not like really hard. It has a book. If you read and follow the instructions in the book and work your way through it, then it's not actually like out of the ordinary to figure it out. It's not bad. And so Primal Magic is much the same way. Primal Magic has wands instead of spell books, but theirs does it's virtually the same thing. So instead of a spell book, you have wands. I'm trying to find I think I left my wand at home. That's right. I have my staff. Spells on here. Void Bolt, Earth Bolt, Teleport. So this does the same thing. It's a spell, and you can cast fire or whatever. Again, it just depends on which directionality you want to go. And then we also have some technical things. So like the create mod pack is in here, which is one of the things that we are working on over here. Is we're going to make a giant Ferris wheel that actually goes around in circles. I mean, you can get on it, you can ride it, and it'll take you up and around. I had a smaller one here earlier on, but I didn't really like it. And so I've pulled it down, and we're going to build a bigger one. Because bigger is better. Why not, right? So what I need something to work with. So let's grab ye old dirt, because who doesn't like a little bit of dirt to work with? I need to fix up my shovel. Um, so I'm a little biased since I built the mod pack, so I'm going to rate it a 10. Obviously, the people who play on the server also helped in creating it, so they're really enjoying the mod pack. Um, so I would say we're cruising along about 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. There are some things that I would do a little bit differently, I think, next time, but overall, it's not been too terribly bad. I think, no, not. What did you? Didn't ask you to go under there. Oops. Okay. That shovel's a little too vicious. As Shale would say. Let's get my easy break. So. Yeah. I think I'm going to need a lot more copper, though. But yeah, all in all, it's not too bad, and we've been adding little extra mods and whatnot to the mod pack as we go along, to fill in any missing holes of things that people want and or need. I've been fixing up recipes, so we've been having a good time. I think most of the people who play on the server and who have messed around with the mod pack seem to be pretty happy with it. So there's not really too much to complain about. Let's see, how is that looking? Yeah, that's going to be much bigger. I think what, three? Three's going to be a good number. Yeah, three will be a good number. Teleport. Love teleport spells. So nice to be able to move like an Enderman. I don't know. It's just me being weird, I suppose. So, Plu, what do you like to build when you play Minecraft? When you say extension, are you talking about like an external hard drive and you've plugged it in? And if that's the case, a lot of times what ends up happening is you actually have to tell the computer that the extra hard drive's there, before it'll start to use it. So any of your programs or whatnot aren't going to use it by default. Yeah. Yeah, a hard drive will plug in, but the computer, the operating system's not going to use it right away. Yeah, you kind of have to tell your operating system that it's there and start using it. Um, I really don't want to fall off in here. Oh wait, I have my Elytra. There we go. Yeah, I would say that's definitely going to be a bigger wheel. Let's do this. We're going to nerd pole up just so we can mark our center line. Missed. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're on an intern now. But yeah, I had a smaller Ferris wheel. It had like 4 little carousels on it, running earlier this week, and they just didn't seem big enough. So I'm gonna need a lot more resources for this one. Luckily enough, I think I have it. But we're definitely going to go. What was that? Last season, Zoda used to say, "Go big or go home." So it used to be the motto of last season. Oh, well, I'm trying to rough in a shape right now more than anything else. So if it makes you feel any better, I'm horrible at building myself. I just kind of rough in a shape that I think looks good, and then continue to refine it until it looks the way I want it to. Yeah, I did not nearly pillar up high enough. On the upside, yep, I think this is where we're going to have our center line at. So yay, almost got that part taken care of. Yeah, who was it? There was I don't know. Zoda was the guy. One of our members, Zodicus, he's like, I always build everything out of dirt. I'm like, out of dirt, really? He goes, yeah. You got to build it out of dirt first. Makes it easy to tear down. I could see that. I'm a big redstoner, so I like my redstone. But I like puzzles like that, so I can understand the how it feels. And we're going to, so that is going to be where our wheel shaft is going to be at. Well, so I write program for that wasn't far enough down. I write programs for a living, so I do a lot of math in my day to day. A lot of math. Which, by the way, if you're not a big fan of math, software development is not the career field you want to get into. I do an awful lot of math every day, so redstone actually makes a whole lot of sense. Like, let's run over here real quick. This is a very simple redstone contraption, like stupid simple. So all we're doing over here, so this is our ring toss game. Yep, that's a good strategy. I do a lot of builds in creative mode on a single player testing world, and then I will import them. Say import them. I'll turn around and rebuild them here in my survival world. So this little spot right here, the idea is you stand on this side of the fences and you throw into the little holes that you see. And so these are just hoppers, and there's a detection circuit in there so that as one of these rings here flies through one of the hopper holes, it picks it up and gives you a reward token for it. And so it's probably not nearly as complicated as some of the other redstone stuff that I did. That's just a reset switch there. Season 1 we had this huge iron farm. And in season 1 we had this huge iron farm, and that thing was monstrosity. That had a lot of redstone in it. Okay. Ooh, do I have my cannon on me? I hope I have my cannon on me. Don't think I have my cannon on me. Nope. I don't. That bites. Oh well. We have, I think we're up to like 12 or 14 people that are on the server that just, they're from various different parts of the world, so not everybody's all on at the same time. So like, I saw Hilo last night. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning for him at his time. Of course, that was, I don't know, 8, 9 o'clock my time. Kara's usually on. She's a little bit more my time. Zinga and Astria are on. There's about 12 or 14 at any given point in time. There's about 2 to 3 to maybe 4 people that are online active during the day. In most cases, just not always. So it just depends. We're steadily building onto the community, so. Zoda's pretty funny. He likes to show up and then go peek through all of my magic spells at my base. Apparently, last time he was there, he managed to blow up a section of my base. I thought it was pretty funny. Oh, you want to see some? Oh, I'm just like, I built something that you should be able to see. That's really just fascinating to watch. I just remembered what it was. Okay, I don't have my boots on. Here, you'll like this. You just like watching redstone work. This is a good example. Not really a good example. This is more like Create, but Create mixes vanilla-esque redstone with some extra parts. So it's still basic redstone, vanilla redstone. I forgot all about this shop over here. So you like concrete? Anybody who's played vanilla, concrete's a wonderful material to work with. It's painful to make. So this is our concrete shop, Mortar Love. So pick a color. Doesn't matter what color. We built this shop on stream, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. White. Okay. Now, do you want that as white concrete or as white concrete powder? We'll just do it powder. That's an extra step. So lever up, concrete output. So we hit the white button. And then we go watch the machine work. Oh, let me get up here. So it's grinding cobblestone right now. And turns the cobblestone into gravel and sand by that double grinder. So this is part of the Create mod pack. And then over here is the automated crafter. So it's taking all the cobble, all the sand and gravel, and mixing that with white dye and turning that into concrete powder. And so you can watch the concrete powder right there as it goes across the belt. That is going over to the automated washing machine, where that's being washed and turned into concrete blocks. And then this little hand picks it up and sticks it in the box right here. And so you can come right over here and you can get your white concrete. And there we go. There's our 32 blocks of white concrete blocks we asked for. And so it's all button powder. Now, if I wanted, let's say I wanted the same, I wanted white again, but I didn't want it as concrete blocks. I actually just wanted concrete powder. Well, I can push the button again. The machine will whirl up. You can see the white dye going across the belt there. And it'll do the same operation where it makes the concrete on the machine here and then sends it down the belt to be washed. The difference here now is that we told the system, hey, I want powder, not blocks. And so the arm actually moves before the powder has a chance to get washed. So it actually picks it up and takes it out of the washer. Yeah, it's the Digital Engineering SMP. Yep. And so we can get concrete powder now instead of actual concrete blocks. So, you know, you have the best of both worlds. You can get either one that you want. And that's some of the redstone work that I like to do. Yes, there's spells. There's actual magic spells in here. So, in fact, here. I actually have there's my ender disk. Take a brief tour back to my artifice floor. And then, so over here is my spell crafting table for mana and artifice, the inscription table. And so here is where you create your spells. So if you want a smite spell with, what is that? Oh, it's blank. I don't want blank. Yeah, I can understand that. We have a couple of members here. I think there's one guy who's from Poland, Alchemic, and then I think it's part of our community. So we have another guy, Focus, who's in the Netherlands. We're at New Europe. We're saying Europe. It's a really big area. Where is my... There we go. We'll go up and leave to the studio apartment. Yeah, I got a lot of people who follow the stream are actually from overseas. It's actually rather kind of interesting. But I imagine that's because of the time zones that I tend to stream in. So I stream later in the evening or like very early in the morning, my time. So we've done rounds. We've done Gunfire Reborn. We've done Unfortunate Spaceman. We've done... there was another one. I've done all kinds of games. So I have been playing games for 20 plus years. So there's all kinds of MMOs, so like World of Warcraft. Yeah, World of Warcraft was a big one. Star Wars Galaxy, EverQuest, Dungeons and Dragons Online. I mean, just a lot of games over the years. So there's not too many games I haven't tried. Though I tend to stick more with the freer games than I do the pay for games. Geometry Dash. I don't think I've ever even heard of that game yet. Can't say that I've ever heard of that game. I wonder if that's anything like the old Math Blaster games that I used to play when I was a kid growing up in school. Oh, I think I know the type of game you're talking about. Yeah, no, I haven't tried that one yet. No, that definitely needs to have a 3 up there. Spell. Don't throw me over the edge. And we float gracefully back down. Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, I know what FNAF is. Not played it. I've considered playing it a couple of times, but I have not played it myself. But I do know what it is. And I think there's like several different versions of it. Like Security Protocol or something like that. I'm trying to remember the different add-ons that they've done for that one. But yes. Oh, thanks for the follow, my friend. It's nice to make new friends. And this is where magic comes in handy. I didn't have to drop back down there to get it. Haha. I hate heights. It's probably about the only thing I miss about playing in my single player world is I can just float there in the air. Take care. Thanks for coming by. Look forward to seeing you next time. Break the block. And away we go. So we're going to just continue to build this dirt block up. Now, I have to knock out some of the interior structure right here, especially at some point in order to make room for the carousels to come spinning through here. So that should pretty be interesting. But I'm not suspecting that that's going to be too much of an issue. I think the bigger issue is going to be making the circle and figuring out how big of a circle we want for this thing. And all of that is going to be based entirely on the distance between that point and the ground down there at some level where we're going to put the walkway to get onto the carousel at. So we'll do a little bit of geometry there. And interesting. Our visitor was talking about Clue was talking about geometry, and I'm going to end up digging into some geometry for this. Oh, so much. All right. Well, that actually, I'm rather impressed with that. That turned out that floor over there turned out much better than I thought it was going to. It's really good from a distance. All right. We're still gonna need more dirt. I'm gonna run out of dirt. Yep. And we're out of dirt. Dirt. So does favorite building block. All right, and if I'm not mistaken, that line comes in next to it. Right. Yeah. So that should look just like that. Yeah, I still the A-frame there now. All right, so we want the... All right, so the gondolas are going to stop right into here. Is they're going to be too wide? Yeah, they're going to be too wide. So they're going to stop into here, which means that the point is going to stop up there. Now, we could do an inner. Maybe that's not a good idea. No, let's do a hanger like we had last time. That'll work. So, step. You want a big step or a little? I guess a big step doesn't hurt. Not really going to matter. All right. More rain. Go away. Declare thee to be gone. All right. So the gondolas are going to land right here. So that's one. We know they're going to have 3 above this. So this is going to be ground for the gondola, i.e. where the seat's going to be. And that's going to be an iron post. 1, 2, 3. And then this is going to be our attachment bar. And so this would be the minimum height for the gondola. I'm just calling them gondolas. They're probably carousels, or I don't know what we want to call those. So this is going to be minimum height, and so we need to measure straight up to the center point. So let's make this happen. All right, so 1, 23, 24, 25, 26. Wow, what is that going to look like in our circle generator? That's going to be 52. Actually, we probably should pull that up one and do it at 50. Or 51. Yeah, because that's going to leave us with an even number in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Perfect. There's the 51. So we'll see where this ends up at. So we're going to go from this point, we've got to go 25 out in either direction. Two, three, four. All right. Let's grab some more dirt. So this is one here. So that should be the center and one length. So one. Wow, this is going to be big. It's definitely going to be big. Which is all right. That's what we wanted. So let's go ahead and take our line here down. Just clean this right on up. We don't need this anymore. And we're going to end up coming back down here again anyways, I suspect. I say I suspect. I know we're going to come down here because we're going to need to put in the down channel so we know exactly where that's going to land at. You know what? Let's go ahead and just do that right now. Just make our lives a little easier. All right. 6, 7. So that's where it's going to come down at, which probably means, let's see, center is 1, 2, 3. Oh, that worked out perfectly. Worked out perfectly. Now we just need to get back up there and finish out the rest of the circle. Blah. All right. No, let's use our bigger spell. All right. Oops. No. No. Ow. Oh. All right. Where is my break? Yeah, I should be able to do it like this. No, I do not bridge very fast. So anybody watching this and just grimacing over how slowly I'm bridging, I'm sorry, but this is as fast as I bridge. Hey, I can see some oxidized material down there. Yay. Oh, there's a couple of pieces that look like they're oxidized already. It's taking that thing long enough. Now, on the prototype Ferris wheel we did this thing where I had redstone lamps that chased the Ferris wheel around in circles. So as the gondolas pass certain points, or at least the crossbar for the gondolas, as they pass certain points, it would turn on and off a redstone lamp. So you could actually sit over to the side and watch spinning light trails that go along with it, which I thought was a neat effect, and one I intend on reproducing. Am I counting? At least my elytra skills aren't terrible. Now the question is going to be is, oh, I think there we go. That should be perfect. So you get up to this point. Oh yeah, good vantage point to everything. Very nice vantage point up here. So I think that's going to work. It's going to work very nicely. The floor still looks really good from over here. I'm talking about the floor for the parkour course that I was working on a little last night and some this morning. The floor is lava. Not really. I was actually going to put lava down there, and then I thought about it. We don't have a lot of parkour experts on this server, so there would have been a lot of deaths. I don't know that people would have been okay with that. So, settled for sort of red and orange carpeting. I think that was a happy medium. All right. So according to our circle generator, we go 5 and then a series of 3s. 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two. Oof, you know, you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to be under it. And this is going to be another 3 counter. 2, 3, followed by a 1. Which is followed by a 2. Which is followed again by another 1. See, 1, 2, 1. So we did 3, then 1. We hit our 2 and 1. Okay, yeah, it's 2 out. This guy. This. I hate circles. I really do. All right, now this should be a 2 down. Yeah, so basically 3 down. And 1 over. And we're going to do another. So this is going to be 3 down again. So 1, 2, 3. Over off the bottom. And then we're going to go down. 1, come over. Oh, go away. Ugh. Where's my lightning bolt? Scram, dude. Not kosher. I'm not ready to sleep yet, and I don't want to deal with you guys. Let's see. I think with my slow fall, I should be all right to just drop down here. Yeah. All right. So we got to come up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over 1. 1, 2, 3. Over 1. 5, 3. Yep. 2, 3. I think that gets us the rest of that. All right, so we're going to land here. We're going to sleep because I don't want to deal with any more of those guys, what I've already dealt with. And that's the first quarter, I guess 8th of the circles we have to build out. Blah. We just need to do it for the bottom side and complete it all the way around. All right, anyways, sleeping bag time. Sleepy, sleepy. Don't put your sleeping bag in a massive storage container. You'll never find it again. Okay. So that is done there. Now we just need to get back up here. I think it's going to be better to start at the bottom and work our way up to the top. I think that makes more sense than the way I was doing it, starting from the top and working my way down. So that's what we're going to try and do. Oh, ow. Oh, come on. Thank you. Ah, these ender-based teleportation stuff stinks. All right. The last thing is we can just copy this side with the other one, so. All we have to do is just kind of keep looking up at what we're doing. Paying attention to what we're doing would be better. All right. It will get there in the end. There we go. Cruising right along. Yeah, definitely faster to go from down than back up. It is to go the other direction. So, word to the wise, just because you can build underneath you does not necessarily mean you should build underneath you. This is definitely not faster. All right. Then a little blinky blinky. To the right height. Look at that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Q. Give me 1 second. Oh. Should be able to. Yeah. Let's get ourselves some light little pleasantry music to listen to while we do this. Because why not? All right. I lost track of where I'm at, though. That's a good reason why not to interrupt yourself. Okay, so there's the 5, there's the double 3s, that's the 1. This would be the 2, so we're at then the 5, double 3s, the 1, the 2, the 1. Yeah, double 3s, 1, 2, 1, so we're on the 2 now. So 1 here, and come up 2. Now, I think this is the one where we start going across now, so this is a 2 this way, which actually makes it a 3, and then we come up, and that's a 1, into a 2, up again, and I think we come up into a 1, so this is going to be our 2, 2, 1, so then we come up into a 3. That's a 3, up into another 3, 3, and then this should be our 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Go away, rain. We are not interested in you today. All right, and one little teleportee. Is that what I think it is? Oh, it is. It is. I couldn't just. You know what? I'm just gonna go. We're gonna take a quick timeout because this is just too much fun, and I need to work on my explosion magic anyways. Be gone. Be gone. Be gone. Be gone. Be gone. Now we just need to put out all the fires where they spread too far. And somebody comes and starts fussing at me for running down builds and everything. Go away, Mr. Fire. Thank you. All right. I don't get to play with that spell very often. And apparently that one did not give me the Bloody Omen for using that spell. So I will take it. Oof. Wow, that was something else. I have no idea what happened there, but okay. You're just going to keep on rolling. All right. Maybe it's a function of we really shouldn't have. Or does that free up anything? That makes it a little better. Yeah. All right. I don't know. Maybe the music player doesn't want to play with us today. Or it could be that my network's being a little wonky today. I'm going to say, or maybe somebody logged in, but it doesn't look like it. Does not appear to be so. All right. Quiet Saturday and get some work done. Nothing wrong with that. Well, if this keeps going, I may have to restart everything. Because I don't think that makes for a fun stream to watch, is if the guy you're watching is working out of movie picture stills. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Definitely feels like it's coming and going, so. Let's sleep on top of the world tonight. We're going to avoid from walking off the edge of the world anyways. No, we're not throwing the book bag into the big storage. All right. So that looks good. That should give us a nice, this should be our half circle and a half of the wheel for the Ferris wheel done. Oh, that is like massive. Yeah. I would say we definitely went with a bigger wheel. Most definitely went with a bigger wheel. I need some more dirt. Gonna need some more dirt. All right. All right. Hang on just a second, folks. Something is not happy. Not really certain what. Oh, it's probably on my end. Yeah, we're having a lot of slow frames. Tell you what, I hate doing it, but I think we're going to. Let's pause, take a break real quick right here. I'm going to reload everything, and we'll restart the stream back up in just a few moments. Which means I'm going to relog for Minecraft and everything else as well. Just let's get a nice clean. There's an awful lot of frame drops and whatnot going on, and I'm not comfortable with that. So give me a moment. We'll be right back. We'll pick up with part 2 of our Ferris wheel